Here's a couple of thoughts to ponder, just something to think about. When it comes to integrity, and we're talking about integrity, by the way. When it comes to integrity, keeping my word to others is more important than keeping my word to myself. Here's a couple of quotes we've got here. First one's a me quote. Integrity is being true to myself and being true to others. Two more quotes. Integrity is choosing courage over comfort, choosing what is right over what is fun, fast, or easy, and choosing to practice our values rather than simply professing them. Calamity is the test of integrity. Oh, man. So let's talk about something that's absolutely foundational to living a life of impact, confidence, and purpose. That's integrity. It's a word we throw around all the time. And sometimes we're even insulted. I'm a person of integrity, and we want to stand up for each other, for ourselves. And we think we're a person of integrity, and there's so much around this topic. It's absolutely foundational to living a life of confidence and purpose and impact. Integrity is the ability to keep our word to others and ourselves. Not keeping our word to others and not to ourselves, but keeping our word to others and ourselves. Now, why does that matter? Because here's the thing. When you stop keeping your word, even just to yourself, you begin to train your little brain not to trust you anymore. And when you don't trust yourself, you don't take bold action. You hesitate. You second guess. You play small. You create a subconscious identity that says, I'm not the kind of person that will follow through. And here's the thing. It is a silent killer of dreams. Let that sink in just a second. It's a silent killer of dreams. Now, I'm not here to play small today. I really want to drive this in because it's so important. A lot of us are like, I'm a person of integrity. I keep my word to others. And I really actually want to highlight this, keeping our word to ourselves and others, even in the little things. Imagine with me for just a moment, just close your eyes and imagine it. You climb up to the top of a huge mountain and you're standing at the top. And you can actually see the next trail that you want to hike. Like, it's like, oh, yes, I want to go over there and do that. The view from the top of a mountain is spectacular. You're able to see all of the options in front of you. You can see all the trails of life that are available to you, and you can pick any one of them to do next. You can see all that's needed to get to your next outcome. Just envision that with me. This amazing journey that leads you to the most grand of destination starts right here with integrity. It's aligning with who you are, what you believe, and what you do. Consistently. Integrity is living fully from yourself, from you. It's not about perfection, it's about alignment. See, every time you break your word to yourself, you chip away at your own confidence. Integrity is how you win you back. Even in those little things, there's an answer to this. If I am seeing something that I maybe feel obligated to do, or I think I'm supposed to do, it's up to me to find a way to become congruent, to have my full buy-in. If I'm like, think about it, we talk about generosity. Don't give if you're going to have a bad attitude around the generosity, right? It's real. And so what we have to do is change how we think about it or change what we do. It's always that. When I'm faced with a situation and I need to, maybe my flesh is like, rest. I think here's a good one. My flesh is like, I just want to rest. I'm so emotionally drained. I can't even do it anymore, right? And the best way actually to respond to that is to get up and move and do the exact opposite. Yeah, I have to sometimes get myself congruent by changing the way I think about it. And so I have to tell myself the truth and say, you know what, if you get up and you get those emotions out of your body, you'll feel a lot better. I haven't felt that way today. Just a lot of pain going on. And I was like, the first thing I did was get stretching and then did a 10-minute little workout and got my body moving. And guess what? I feel better. I think better, behaving better. Emotions are better. You know, that's what it is to be congruent, to be in alignment. So what that means is we have to know what is actually going on inside of us in order to live in integrity. The key to integrity here is actually to know your terms. And I think that maybe that's something we could talk about next week because it's a little deeper topic. But it's to know, what kind of person am I and how do I show up in the world around me? Because I won't compromise my terms. Like, I'm going to pick on a little thing that everybody seems to have trouble with, but I'm just going to do it. It's a nitpicky little thing. But I have a term that I honor people's time. Okay. So I don't let meetings go longer than scheduled. And I also do not show up late. In fact, I have a belief that honor says that if I'm not a little bit early, I'm late. And what I mean by that is I'm going to show up on time so that I'm not taking the time of another's, because their time is valuable, because time is an unrenewable resource, right? You can get more money. You can't get more time. And we all have one life to live. And so for me, I don't show up late ever, because that's a term I have. I do not show up late. And if something happens where I have to compromise a term, then I have something around that I do that with integrity, saying like there is an appointment this week that I have to do. So I get a hold of her several days ahead and I say, hey, I'm going to be 15 minutes late for that meeting. Is that okay? Or do we need to reschedule? See, I still operate in that integrity, right? This is your moment of truth. This is the line in the sand. Let's get real. Let's get raw. Let's get honest. Why? Because the life you say you want is on the other side of your excuses. You want deep relationships? Integrity is the foundation. You want confidence that doesn't shake? Integrity builds it. You want to lead, influence, and leave something that actually matters behind? Then we've got to stop playing small and start getting into alignment. This is not the time to stay comfortable. This is the time to get courageous. Listen, real transformation doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you're willing to face the stuff you've been avoiding. So really ask yourself, what is any lack of integrity costing me right now? I know it's costing me relationships. If you don't show up, people stop showing up for you. Where am I out of alignment with who I say I am? And what's one bold move I can make today to raise my integrity score? What's one bold move I can make today to raise my integrity score? So if your brain's like going, I don't even know where to start, well, that's good. That means you're finally telling the truth. This is the place where clarity is born. This is the place where power begins. Listen, no one's coming to rescue you. This work, it's on you. But here's the good news. You have everything it takes to show up differently right now, today. Let's do the work. Let's build something unshakable. Let's think about this. Let's be raw. Let's be real. And no, guys, this is not from guilt, condemnation, shame. This is just saying this is the hike, right? I want to go to the map and say, this is where I am. I want to be truthful and true to where I really am right now. I'm not going to overstate where I am. I'm not going to understate where I am. Humility is stepping totally into who you are and being that person. And so when you go, oh, I'm such a worm, I'm so bad, I'm terrible, that's false humility. And that's not integrity. And so we're here from a place to build you up, not to tear you down. And so you don't get the opportunity to tear yourself down in here either. But let's get raw. Let's get real. Let's build something here. Where are the places where you just have those little compromises? How has that affected your life? What do you need to do today to be more integrous? To keep your word to others and keep your word to yourselves. And how important is this to you?